Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi, Davis Wade Stadium, where they've got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the Memphis Tigers, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Memphis ready to kick it off and get things started. On the move from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Bulldogs' return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. And not only is this guy the energy and the engine of the offense, there's a certain charisma that he has that sort of elevates everyone around him.
He's got a moxie about him, Reese. It just seems like when he's in the huddle, he's got 10 other sets of eyeballs looking at him and believing in him to lead this offense down the field towards scoring points. This guy is a leader in every sense of the word.
Looking for space. It's Rivero. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. To the ground to try to move the chains. Tackle is made after the first down. The Bulldogs want to move quickly.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They got the ball in midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
2nd down coming up. Fast motion from the offense. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Quickly complete.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback get going.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
Well, we knew coming into this one, this was an offense that wanted to come out, sling it around, but the timing is going to have to be a whole lot better. This defense has athletes who can close on the ball and make plays, and you saw it right there in that interception to open this game.
On 1st down, here comes this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Makes the grab over the middle. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. New set of downs after that completion. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Fakes his man out.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the 1st down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He's right on target.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the 1st down.
Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. They'll put the tight end in motion. Here's the handoff. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. They'll try to get it through the air. Touchdown, Memphis! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Lining up to add another. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So they started that drive barely into opponent's territory and went 48 yards. And they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. Mississippi State going up tempo. Quick completion to the right. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. To the ground. He's got it again. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback, tight end, on the same page, gets the first down.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job game tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field, and it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Finds his man down the middle. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Buys a little extra time. He'll pull it down. Still running at the 40. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Memphis picking up the tempo.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Ran the ball on first down. Let's see what they do on second. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. On the move is the 30. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
To the air on first down. They're working that left side. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He makes a grab. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. Oh, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there.
False start offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The Tigers have it with a first and goal. The lone back's got it. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on second and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. About to have the 9th snap on this drive. You don't want to settle for a field goal. They're going to throw it on third and goal. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone. Now on fourth down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. That last one looked like a back-breaking drive, David, but they ended up punting.
Yeah, they put some plays together, put some yards together, but the most important stat is putting points on the board. And this offense has to finish, Jesse, when they get across that 50-yard line and start getting in scoring territory.
Yeah, there was some good execution, no doubt about it, but I think it's the critical down in distances, third down in particular. They've got to be better moving forward.
From the gun, the running back has it. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Motion from the offense. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. On second down, looking again to throw. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. The number one job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Really tough on an offense. Third and long, it's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing the football. I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep, make you throw the ball underneath. But, you know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that first down. He does there, and that's why he creates the turnover.
And the offense is out on the field with a first and goal. Snap in the shotgun. Gets it out quickly. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 2 of their 3 red zone trips have come up empty. They'd like to punch it in here on 2nd and goal. Trying to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Alabama has a lead currently, but they've been in a dogfight all day today and haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 7 over Oklahoma State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. And the Bulldogs want to pick up the tempo. Going to the running game. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. Quick completion on the out. He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about.
Hold it. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. 2nd down after that incompletion. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Get it out on the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And he will boom that punt out of bounds. No chance for a return. Let's see where the officials spot it. He uncorks one deep. Makes the grab. The expressway is wide open. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
When these offenses get in the rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early, got a short field, take advantage of it too, get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the 2nd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that,
and the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
We haven't even gotten to halftime yet. This offense has their hands full trying to keep this quarterback standing up straight. They've already given up multiple sacks. That's the biggest reason why they're trailing by as much as they are. They better go in at halftime and make some big-time adjustments.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He's going to take off. Get the touchdown, get the first down, or just get down, and the quarterback does. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He's got great speed, and the returner will be brought down. Memphis has the ball back, and the offense ready to go to work. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The pull and throw off the RPO. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Looking to throw on second down. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Good timing on the quick out. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete. A 4th down stop, and the turnover on downs. Running back searching for a hole. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Bulldogs will hustle to the line. Pulls it and fires to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. He's got his man. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Leaves it with the back. A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Fires left. Complete downfield.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Makes a move. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. The give from the gun. Fighting off the defender.
Yeah, a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. And here comes the offense on second down. The play action fake. The sweet feet buy a little time. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
I know it's early in this game, but man, this defense has had their number. They've done a great job, already built a huge lead, now getting this offense in a situation where they got to pass the football, and they better protect their quarterback better than they are right now.
They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Snags it on the right. Oh, and he ruins the big gator with a fumble. Oh, looks as if the defense got it.
Man, that's a big mistake. And listen, I'm still going to force feed my playmakers. If I'm that quarterback, I'm that OC, I'm walking over to that guy and be like, listen, it's okay. It's a little bit of a mistake. We're still going to find ways to get you the rock. You're too important to this team not to give you the football.
First down for this offense. It's complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Some really tough running there gets him to the 45-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the back. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke, and he stopped for a short gain. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Makes him talk to the hand. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. This Memphis offense going to work again on 1st down. He wants to throw. Got his man quickly. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Memphis getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Handoff to the lone back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Leaves it with the running back.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a 1st down every couple of carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And the field goal unit is on the field. The holder will put it down on the right hash, a 33-yard try. Between the uprights, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Memphis, 24, Mississippi State, 0.
That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. And he's going to try to return this one. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. They'll go to the ground. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Oh, it's a reverse. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Going deep. Makes the catch down the right side. Oh, look out. There he goes. Touchdown, Bulldog. Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And after the extra point, they're now down 24-7. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, a colossal top 5 matchup. Let's fill you in on what's going on. Oklahoma is down right now, and that's unusual for this program. Those fans in Norman expect excellence. Let's see if they can provide the spark this team needs.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Finds the tight end.
They're trailing by 9 to Nebraska. Much more on this top 5 matchup should anything change. Gentlemen?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Let's it go. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. Comes out throwing on 1st down. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there. Getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
That sack gets this offense behind the chains. It's 2nd down. Showing the arm strength to the left. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Give to the running back. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Offense getting set for 1st down. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. He's got it. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. He's going to pass. He wants to go deep. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? And after the incompletion on 1st down, this offense looking at 2nd down. Scrambling away. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Looking to throw on 3rd. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. Catches it at the 15. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. To the ground with the back. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Wants to throw on 1st down. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break.
Encroachment defense.
Defense a little too eager, and that's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. On second down, he'll let it fly. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds. Third and short now. They snap it from their own 46. From the gun, wants to pass. The quick out. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. And this one splits the uprights. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime.
27, Mississippi State, 7.
We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, you've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far today in Starkville. The passing game for both sides has been outstanding. On point, unrelenting. They've excelled in the short game, the intermediate game, and especially on the deep ball. All in all, a thrilling display of offensive firepower, and these defenses have a lot to discuss here at halftime. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Davis-Wade Stadium.
Mississippi State has it teed up, ready to go here in the second half. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
Buys a little time with his feet. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Well, this defense knew they had to get off to a fast start here in the second half. They're trailing by a bunch of points right now on the scoreboard. They needed to make something positive happen early, and on the very first drive, they get a sack on third down, looking to get the ball back to their offense here.
Memphis will be forced to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. From the gun, running back on the move.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
The give to the back. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. And the Bulldogs hit it quickly to the line.
First down, Bulldogs.
Off play action on first down. Deep shot for the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. They'll line up for a second down play. Trying to get the edge on the right. Not much there on the run. He gets one to the 31. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Mississippi State. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
And it's up and good. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First down here for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Fires the pass, intercepted. They got him down pretty quickly after the pick, but what an opportunity here from the 23-yard line.
Well, the offense turns it over, and talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time, and he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And he's brought down, and his defense gets the ball back for its own.
That's number 2. That's a good year for a lot of people. What a day. Having 2 interceptions already. I might try my hand on the other guy. This guy is not somebody I want to mess with.
They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. They'll try the run. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Give to the back. Looks as if he'll have enough to pick up the Memphis 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that 1st down.
Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe...
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
This is why, during the week, during practice, quarterbacks wear green jerseys. They don't get hit. We're not allowed to hit him in practice. We get in trouble if we hit him in practice. Not used to taking shots. Probably one of the reasons why he coughed up the football.
Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They go to the ground. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. On the run, still looking. Touchdown, Memphis! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. Snaps it in the shotgun. Quickly complete. He's not going to make it. Stop short of the goal line, and they are unable to extend this lead any further.
Memphis, 33, Mississippi State.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Mississippi State offense ready to attack. They'll go to the toss. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Mississippi State right back to the line.
First down, Bulldogs.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Floating away. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
They'll try to find a more productive play this time on 2nd and long from the 14. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Sends it downfield. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They ran it on 1st down, now on 2nd. From the gun, the ground game. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Gets it out fast. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Now on 2nd down after the short completion.
2nd down.
From the shotgun, the inside give. Tackled after picking up the 1st down. And the Tigers have this offense rolling. He's looking to throw it. Firing to the right, complete. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down. Line getting set on 2nd down. Leaves it with the back. Stop is made almost immediately. Give him 1 to the 23. Headed to the line at the 23, trying to convert this 3rd and short. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. The kicker will try to punch one through from 41 yards away. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And that lead grows even bigger.
36, Mississippi State, 14.
They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. He'll bring it out. It's Slater. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Finds his way ahead for 6 and a little breathing room to the 17. Third and short, they've got them back up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. Throws to the wideout and wings it incomplete. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Let's see what he can do with it. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And the quarterback is snowed under.
I think if you're the head coach here, it's a bit of a mixed reaction to your passing attack so far in this game. You put up a bunch of yards throwing the football, you've lit up the scoreboard, but you've also given up 4 sacks. Pass protection has been a problem so far in this game.
Second down now after the sack. From the gun, running back gets to give. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. This is a 3rd and long. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back.
False start.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line is set on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Memphis will be forced to punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. First down here for the offense. They'll leave it with him. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. Fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line. Line gets set, first down. They'll give it to the back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. 1 more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. This offense has a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. What a snag by the defense. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it first down at the 39.
Well, the defense isn't quitting. They're obviously down big here in the 4th quarter. Just a little bit of time left. Obviously, it'll take a Herculean effort to come back, but could that interception be the spark that ignites this team?
Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. They'll throw it on first down. With the catch, it's Rivera. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. They got him to jump. The defense got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a first down. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. Wide receiver shows motion. Looking to move it through the air. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
We've seen throughout the course of the season, defenses have had their hands full with this quarterback. He's simply one of the best in the country. But what can you say about this defense here today? They have gotten after him, registering multiple sacks, and they've never let him get into a rhythm.
A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Off play action. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He'll try to do it himself. You know those defenders wanted to light him up. Quarterback wisely gets down with the slide. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs. A first down for the offense. The give to the tailback. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Here's the handoff. Just enough there to get it to the 25. A pickup of 2. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Wide out in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field. They got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Getting some heat. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's knocked away, and they don't convert on 4th down. Offense set on 1st down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. That one came in hot, and it's incomplete. Offense gets set for 2nd down. It's a draw. And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. They want to throw it. Touchdown, Memphis. And the route is on. They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll start this drive with a pass. Pulls it in. It's Rivero.
Guys out in the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Finds his big tight end. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Quickly out to the tight end. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Mississippi State comes out after picking up the first down. Back to the air one more time. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, they'll take to the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Luna. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
First down, Bulldogs.
He wants to throw. Might be looking to run. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. The sure hands. It's Morse. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
First down, Bulldogs.
Running back searching for a hole. Finds a little bit of room. Give him a couple down to the 23. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Leaves it with the back. They get him down. Tough run. Picks up 4. They'll mark it at the 19. Mississippi State hoping to ring up a score in this red zone trip. Out of the gun. The inside handoff to the running back.
Yeah, and that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that third and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both. Got it stopped.
Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
Nice pitch, nice catch. And listen, maybe this helps next game, right? Like, we're trying to find a rhythm, find something that works, find somebody to go to. And this offense is struggling. You're down by 1,000, but I like that they continue to fight.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
Splits those uprights right in half. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, fellas, big update in this colossal top 5 showdown today. Oklahoma is currently ahead early in this one, but they just haven't been able to pull that schooner away offensively. They're up by just 1 over Nebraska. We will circle back if anything big happens in this top 5 matchup you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you get the big hit and force the fumble.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Caught over the middle. It's Sampson. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Bulldogs racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts.
Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line.
That QB might want to register as a 501c3. With the amount of donations he is making to the other team right now, interception number 4 now, putting his team in a bad position time and time again. We might want to start thinking about a change here.
Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline and the coach probably said, You dropped it and you didn't pick it up? Come on, get on the ball, David.
No, that's not what he said. He said, you're doing a great job. Just keep your head up. Yo, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Picks up just a few before he's brought down. Not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Memphis will be forced to punt.
On to punt it away.
Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. Here comes the offense on 1st down. He's going to pass. Unloads to the right. Got his man downfield. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Luna. And there's going to be a loss on that play. Just run out of bounds and avoiding the contact.
Brings up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. They can stop the clock a couple more times, and they need to get it back fast, down 2 possessions as the clock keeps winding down. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, David.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.